Hey, tonight we're doing something a little different. Imagine a voice that's been stuck between rooms for years, decades, maybe centuries. Imagine that voice leaning close and finally telling us what it's like on the other side, in their own words. Tonight's script is part ghostly confession, part field guide. The afterlife as a spirit might describe it, and the ways those spirits reach back into our world to get our attention. Keep in mind, this is equal parts reported experience, folklore, and a little educated guessing. Told in a conversational way, so your next late-night walk to the kitchen might feel like the start of a story instead of an interruption. Ready? Let's go. They call me Margaret once. I liked roses. I liked the way light used to make dust look like it was floating through pages of a book. That's the beginning, they say, small details. I remember the first moment I noticed the other side wasn't nothing. It was everything just turned inward. Okay, listen. Right away, we're going to do two things. One, let the ghost describe the afterlife in sensory, emotional terms. And two, explain the common ways spirits communicate with the living. The real techniques investigators, mediums, and families report, plus how you might recognize one that's genuine, or at least not totally crazy. We'll alternate between first-person impressions from a spirit's point of view and plain English breakdowns. That keeps it spooky and helpful. Buckle up. Time unhooks. At first I tried to count days, then realized counting was for a body. Here, there's a density made of memory and feeling. Memory is sticky. It layers thick. A nursery smell, the tug of a child's hand, the weight of regret that you could taste like metal. It is not darkness. People expect trenches of blackness. The afterlife has colors that aren't in any palette you own. They are qualities more than hues, a warmth like your mother's kitchen, a blue like a truthful apology, a grating gray that tastes like unfinished business. Movement here is intention. To move is to decide. If I choose to return to a single moment, the last word I said, the last winter, I can fold it like paper and stand inside it. There are others here, some like me, some older, some ageless. We share impressions like postcards. Some of us glow soft, some crackle like static electricity when they get angry. We have something you call time, but not pinned to calendars. You can sit in an echo of one day, and it can be long enough to learn a new language of silence. You can also slip through centuries of human noise in a single thought. It's dizzying and kind. Emotion is currency. Love amplifies sound. Grief casts a shadow. This is not judgment. It's consequence. If you clung to anger in life, it becomes a knot you drag. If you were generous, rooms open for you like doors that remember smiling faces. And communication? We practice. We learn how to touch threads that still vibrate in your world. A favorite song, the chill that runs down someone's spine, the smell of a perfume that belonged to a single person. We don't always get it right. Sometimes we scream into a wall, and the wall replies with a light bulb popping. Other times we whisper, and the whisper becomes the last line of your dream. That description, poetic, right? It blends the emotional reports from near-death experiences with classic ghost story imagery. But now let's get practical. How do spirits actually communicate with us? The methods fall into patterns. We'll go through each, explain what it feels like, how investigators try to record or corroborate it, and what to do if it happens to you. What feels like a vivid dream of a deceased loved one that feels more real than any waking memory. They may pass on specific, verifiable information, a hidden location, a phrase, or a clue. What feels/looks like you're sitting in an empty room in total silence. You play back a recorder and hear a word or phrase that wasn't audible during the session. How it's reported. Investigators use high-quality recorders, isolate background noise, and run control tests. EVP is controversial because audio artifacts and pareidolia, finding patterns in noise, can create illusions of words. How to treat it. If you capture an EVP, document the conditions, device model, location, background noise, and get multiple people to listen independently. Blind testing helps. A truly convincing EVP often contains unexpected, context-specific information, not just hello or indistinct syllables. Red flag. Always be skeptical of single-syllable, low-confidence EVPs unless they contain a unique name or fact. Audio manipulation and expectation bias are common. 3. Cold spots and temperature anomalies. What feels like a sudden chill, a local area colder than the rest of the room, often accompanied by goosebumps. How it's reported, ghost hunters carry infrared cameras and thermometers. Localized temperature drops sometimes coincide with electromagnetic anomalies or structural drafts. How to treat it? Check for physical explanations first: vents, open windows, thermal bridges and walls. If a localized cold spot persists after controlling for environmental causes and coincides with other phenomena, it's intriguing. Red flag. Old houses have weird drafts. Don't jump to supernatural conclusions unless multiple independent signs align. 4. Poltergeist activity, objects moving. What it feels like: objects get thrown, cups slide, drawers open. This is often dramatic and terrifying. How it's reported. Poltergeist cases are frequently linked to heightened emotional states in families, particularly adolescents. Some parapsychologists suggest psychokinetic phenomena tied to human emotion rather than independent spirits. How to treat it? Safety first. Record video, get witnesses, and avoid escalating by provoking. If physical harm is possible, involve professionals, structural inspectors, law enforcement, or, if appropriate, mental health support for the family. Red flag. Pranks, hidden channels, or animals can mimic poltergeist activity. Also, emotional crises can manufacture situations that look supernatural but are psychological. 5. Sensing presence and shadow figures. What it feels like: the unmistakable sensation of being watched or seeing movement at the edge of vision, a shadow that doesn't belong to any object. How it's reported. This is one of the most common experiences. Shadow figures appear in folklore worldwide. Some people feel a malevolent edge. Others report a neutral, curiosity-driven entity. How to treat it? Confirm lighting sources, reflections, and sleep deprivation effects. If the presence provokes extreme fear, document times and patterns. Many find simple rituals, lighting a candle, saying a personal prayer, helpful for peace of mind. Red flag. Hypnagogia, the state between waking and sleeping, causes hypnopompic hallucinations that often manifest as shadow figures. Stress and lack of sleep are common culprits. 6. Mediumship and direct verbal messages. What it feels like: a medium channels a voice, accurately describes details known only to the deceased and close family, or conveys a message that resonates emotionally. How it's reported. Mediums often deliver correct details, but verification is critical. Cold reading, general statements that feel personal, can fool people. Authentic mediumship, if it exists, should provide specific, verifiable facts you couldn't have guessed. How to treat it? If you consult a medium, set expectations and ask for precise identifiers, nicknames, childhood specifics, unique anecdotal facts. Record sessions and check details later. Tell a story about me now, and I'll listen. Tell it wrong, and I'll nudge you. That's the trade. Keep your doors open with kindness. If you ever hear a song you used to hate, maybe it's a hello. If your living room smells like roses and no one brought flowers, maybe I'm remembering you too. Back to narrator, friendly, conspiratorial. All right, if you like this, here's what you can do right now. Hit like, tell us about the strangest thing that ever happened in your house in the comments. And if you have a real experience you trust, share one verifiable detail without doxing anyone, so other skeptical listeners can weigh in. We'll read the best ones in the next episode, and who knows, maybe one of those stories will get a reply from the other side. Be kind when you chase the unknown. Walk gently through your house tonight, and keep a notebook by your bed. The lines between our world and the next are thinner than you think, but they're not all danger. Most of them are just quiet waiting rooms. Some of them hold roses,